Alright, well, this video is basically just to clarify maybe a few things, because a lot of people have asked me in the past, over here, the past maybe week, what games I'm going to be playing through, or possibly putting footage up in the next, next fourth quarter, busy time of year where everything comes out at the same time. First of all, first and foremost, because I finally got dates for everything and organized it decently. Yeah, Gears of War 3. Now, here's the little surprise I was kind of keeping. I was going to spoil myself, because I always, spoil myself. As I'm saying, I'm probably going to end up buying a good chunk of these games, so I consider that spoiling myself. But I was going to buy the Gears of War 3 Xbox, because I need a new, bigger hard drive for my Xbox. But the way things are looking right now, it's kind of not looking affordable, because just bear with me for a minute. Just think about, if I'm going to buy all these games, that's a crap load of money, and I do have a little bit of money saved up. But the problem is, when am I going to have time to play these games? Basically, my playthroughs are going to be the only time I'm going to have to play these games. I'm not going to be able to dissect anything more than maybe Gears 3, Modern Warfare, and maybe, I don't know, maybe one other game I'll have time to actually dissect on my own time. But anyway, so first up, we all know Gears of War 3 comes out September 20th, which is in a week from tomorrow, because today's the 12th. Obviously, I'm going to be playing through that. Everyone's asked for it, and I'm a little bit hyped myself. Then on that same day, because we all know how much love publishers and releasers like to give us, you have Resident Evil 4 HD Remake. Now, unfortunately, I will be busy all week, because I'm always busy all week because I'm in school, and back to the whole stupid grind. But anyway, so just assume that all that footage is going to come out on the weekend, or the next weekend, and the following week, because the next week, thank God they didn't do this at the same time, Code Veronica X comes out a week after Resident Evil 4. So they're basically saying, okay, here's a remake of a really good game. Now you'll have a week to play it, and then the next remake is coming out. So that's good. And now here's, going into October, I have two maybe games. My friend has been going non-stop about Dark Souls, and to be honest, if you don't know about Dark Souls, it's a sequel to a PS3 exclusive that I never played, because I don't play my PS3 ever. It just sits there gathering dust. So that's interesting. I put a question mark, because I don't know if I'm going to want to buy it immediately if it's a $60 game, but we'll see about that. As for the next game, Dead Rising 2 Off the Record, which is basically a Dead Rising 2 remake. Never liked Dead Rising. I thought Dead Rising 1 was shit. It was horrible, unplayable, but worth a look, maybe, if it gets cheaper. So then the next game I definitely will be getting comes out October 16th. It's called Skylanders Spyro's Adventure, and yes, it does include Spyro the Dragon, which is the only reason I would ever consider buying it. But I'm going to be monitoring this game, because I don't really know about this game and, some of the other games coming up later on the list. Next is Batman Arkham City, so that comes out the 11th of October. Whoops, so that means Skylanders actually comes out after Arkham City. I must have this. Oh no, maybe this is the 21st, and I don't know, I'll check that. But I'm going to be playing through that. Silent Hill Downpour is the next Silent Hill game. The only reason I'm even still remotely close to the series is coming up, but also I want to see if they actually did ever fix anything with Homecoming, because I thought Homecoming was utter crap. Well, it wasn't utter crap, the story was alright, but the gameplay was just a repetitive grind, blah blah blah. The next game is Battlefield 3. Probably going to get that for PC. Nothing really much to say there. Modern Warfare 3, even less. I'm going to obviously get it on Xbox. Although I won't be getting the Hardened Edition like I got for Modern Warfare 2, just because the Hardened Edition in this one really doesn't give you much, just an avatar award instead of a full free game. I never really even did play the free game that came with, well, I did, but I canceled that playthrough because that game, I was short on patience. I might go back. Anyway, and then on that same day, of course, because, Silent Hill Downpour and Battlefield 3 come out on the same day, well, guess what? Modern Warfare 3 and the new Cartoon Network game come out on the exact same day. Obviously, Modern Warfare 3 takes precedence, forget this. But then they give me a nice week before Assassin's Creed Revelations, Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary, Jurassic Park the game, and Rayman Origins all come out on the same day. and then 5 days later you have Skyward Sword. And then basically that'll be tide me through the whole month of the end of November into December, where I think at the last day of December they're having Silent Hill HD Collection come out, which is basically Silent Hill 2 Restless Dreams, which is an enhanced port of Silent Hill 2, and fuck, I forget what else is in it. Silent Hill 3. Surprisingly, Silent Hill 4 isn't in it, but whatever. I assume this is going to be, download from Marketplace, as the other 2 Resident Evils will be. So, and actually, let me finish scrolling down just to top it all off. These are all the other games. Darksiders 2 comes out in 2013. I can get rid of this Skyward Sword. Final Fantasy Versus 13, whenever they decide to actually fucking develop it, instead of releasing a sequel that doesn't need to be released. Because they never released a sequel to Final Fantasy 12, which really... Well, they did, but it was a crap DS sequel, which is why I don't care. And the Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm Generations. Blah, blah, blah. So basically, that's it. The only real games that probably won't... So as I'm saying, fuck. You're going to see a lot of these games. At some point, I'll probably put up Dead Rising 2. It might not be on release. It might be 5 months down the road when it's actually affordable for 20 fucking bucks, because Dead Rising is a piece of shit. It's a horrible game series. It's pretty interesting, but then the gameplay, at least of Dead Rising 1, because I didn't even bother with Dead Rising 2, was so bad I couldn't even play 20 minutes of it, and I just threw it away. Some psychopaths killed basically everyone, and I just said, fuck this game blows. So, I'll give whoever developed it, I don't know, Capcom their fair chance again, because, they did please me with Resident Evil 4. So, I don't know. It's worth looking into, but probably not too hard to look. Now, it might be surprising that I'm going to play a Jurassic Park game, so that's just, I should put a question mark by that. I'm just intrigued by some of these games, so we'll see what happens. But to my memory card, which wouldn't be a problem if I had bought a better memory card, but seeing this giant fucking list of games, obviously buying a new memory card isn't really more efficient than just talking and every 7 minutes dumping it. But anyway, so beyond Gears 3 and the first couple of games, now I just wanted to quickly talk about maybe half of these games, really. So first up, Skylander Spyro's Adventure. Now, I am a devoted Spyro fan, and Rayman 2 to some extent, but the dude who does Rayman really does... Ooh, I'm tapping on Faith's boob. Oh, that's not good. I've played all 3 original Spyros, and I even mastered Spyro 3 on the PSP, because that's the only one worth mastering, because they actually make it feasibly possible. And I think it's safe to say that, not being a fanboy, the series is pretty much dead. It's been dead since... Ooh, how long has it been? Enter the Dragonfly was crap. It was horrible, but Hero's Tale was kind of good. It kind of diversified the gameplay a little bit. So now all the games are basically mediocre, and in the past couple of years they've just been doing this weird beat-em-up series, which it's very linear, and it's very predictable, and it's very, the plot isn't amazing. So my feelings about this game are hopefully going to be high, because it's another reboot rather than a beat-em-up, so I don't know, we'll see about that. Now, Arkham City I haven't really heard much about, and I'm trying to keep it in suspense, because I didn't really hear much about Arkham Asylum, and I bought that, and I thought that was amazing, so I'm going to try and surprise myself again. But from what I've heard, from what I've heard, it's set inside Gotham City, but it's not as though, you're in Gotham City and you're swinging around Gotham City and doing a whole bunch of stuff. There's a prison inside of Gotham City. Now, I heard this from one of my friends, so he could be just a moron like he usually is, but, I wouldn't put it past game developers these days when they release, $60 worth of crap that it would only be worth like 20 bucks actually. They bump up the price to 60 and they get paid royally for shit. I wouldn't be surprised with a game like Silent Hill Homecoming, which was almost 40 bucks when I first bought it, which leads me into my next topic, Silent Hill. Never played Silent Hill 1. Played a little bit of Silent Hill 2, didn't own it. It was at a friend's house. I just played it for about maybe 30 minutes and then we played something else. Never played 3, never played 4, never played Origins. Fuck. And then I owned Homecoming. I guess Homecoming is a bad way to start off, playing the series, because I guess from my Homecoming only perspective, I know the other series doesn't play like Homecoming. It plays more Resident Evil style-ish, kind of, not really. I'm going to try and go into Downpour with an open mind, but if I have any prejudice because of how bad Homecoming was, forgive me. It's just me being me, of course. Battlefield 3, what can I say? It's probably going to play like Medal of Honor and Bad Company 2 and Battlefield 1943. They haven't changed the formula. The biggest thing I've heard they've added is Prone, which thank God, it only took them how many games to add Prone. And I think they added Team Deathmatch, although I'm not sure about it. And, ooh, that's kind of all I have to say. Modern Warfare 3, I read all the perks and all the stuff for multiplayer. I didn't have the same feeling of dread when I read for Black Ops, and, well, Black Ops I didn't have any anticipations for Modern Warfare 2. But, I don't know. I'm really looking forward towards the story more than anything. I want to see how the story ends, because I think the story is really engaging. Yeah, there's those down moments. There's just like, what the fuck? You couldn't think of anything better, but, you know, I think the story of COD 4 was very enjoyable, and Modern Warfare 2 really expanded it, and albeit in some very extreme measurements. Cartoon Network game, I was a 90s kid. I watched Cartoon Network until I sort of had a falling out with it, except for Saturday nights when they used to play Toonami. And then they took Toonami off, and I said, fuck you, I'm leaving. And that's basically what I did. I left, and I never watched him again. So I'm still watching, you know, see what exactly this game plays like. I heard it plays like Smash Bros, so that's good, considering Nintendo sent Smash Bros down the drain when they made Brawl some of the characters as overpowered as they did. You know, not like they test their game or anything, you know, they just sort of made the characters what they are, never touched it again, never even play tested. Anyway, Assassin's Creed Revelations, blah blah blah, it's episode 3 of Ezio Auditore, and I haven't even finished episode 1, never started episode 2, so, you know, I'm kind of wondering whether or not I should, like, speed run Assassin's Creed 2 and maybe speed run Brotherhood, although I'm pretty sure that's not possible considering how much content both games have to offer. So I don't know about this game. I might just hold on to it like Metroid Other M until I beat the other two. So that's okay if I miss this one, because then don't worry, there's 3 other games. There's Halo Combat Evolved, which the Anniversary Edition, which we all know basically is going to play like the original, I'm guessing, because it's a remake. It's a 10th anniversary remake, so you know they're going to be faithful towards the loyal power weapon whoring Halo fans that they have in their fan base. Jurassic Park, the game I'm interested in, just because I used to play Zombie Mod all the time on Counter-Strike, and Jurassic Park was one of my favorite maps. Think about it, I'm willing to spend maybe $40 to $60 on a game just because of a free mod I played on Counter-Strike. Or at least look into it. I'm not sure if I'm buying it yet. Rayman Origins, I like Rayman 2. Hopefully they'll release a Rayman 2 HD or something, you know, worthwhile. Not a stupid they made a DS remake of Rayman 2, and then they made a 3DS remake. So you tell me who's getting gypped in the end. And Beyond Good and Evil isn't coming out until the next set of consoles. Not the Xbox 360 and the PS3, what we have now. The next set. So like the PlayStation 4, the Xbox, whatever. And, you know, whoever the dude who runs Rayman is a moron at this point. Skyward Sword, you know, I love Twilight Princess, my favorite Zelda game. Wind Waker was good. Ocarina of Time Master Quest was interesting. Didn't like it as much as the other 2 I just mentioned. So I'm looking forward to this game. However, it is all Wii, which means I will be using this white dildo to kill Ganondorf again, so, you know, expect my arms to get tired and my sensor bar maybe to fall a couple times. Whatever, beyond that, nothing else. And finally, Silent Hill HD. I just want to play Silent Hill 2. Don't know if I'll ever get to Silent Hill 3, but that could be something, you know, to keep on the back burner. And yeah, that's basically it. Not really sure what else there is to say about it. You know, bear in mind, I'm going to be very busy with all these. So, you know, if you don't see anything until the next weekend, tough